The S&P 500 jumping to a new all-time high on the first day of what's expected to be an extraordinarily busy week. We've got a slew of earnings. We've got the jobs report, and, of course, there's the FOMC decision on Wednesday. Joining me now to discuss the Director of Strategy for Optimal Capital, Francis Newton-Stacy, also from Everplus Capital, Jason Rothman. Let me start with you, Francis. Yeah, you have been pretty bullish. You've been one of the more bullish guests that we've had on this network over the last few months, even when there was talk of recession. Take us to where you think this market goes now.
Yeah, so back in February, I kind of thought that the market was going to hit that 27,300 mark, and we did it in July, we did it in September, and now it's looking like we're going to do it again. Yes, we have some global growth decelerating, we have some risks in the market, but with the Fed and the China trade deal and earnings, I think, are surprising to the upside. I think people thought that they would be weaker, myself included, in the third quarter. I really think that this market could probably go hit 28,125 on the Dow.
Jason, you know, it's interesting because the typical, the five horsemen, if you will, of the market that's responsible for a big chunk, like 17%, some crazy number of the S&P, they really have not lived up to the hype. In fact, some of them have been hammered. Amazon hasn't done well. Netflix hasn't done that well of late. And yet technology stocks are booming, in part because the semiconductors are now at an all-time high. Are you okay with the idea of a broader leadership, whether it's tech in the overall market, rather than just a handful of names driving the market up or down?
Yeah, I think that's frankly better. I think that's a sign of more rationality, in a sense, returning to the market. It's also a sign of just the whole passive index fund investing trend continuing to expand. More mutual funds, more 401ks, you know, for better, for worse, just kind of blindly buying. You know, the bigger picture is that, yes, you know, Amazon, Facebook, Apple. Now, with that being said, Charles, listen, let's talk about the counterpoint. Apple and Microsoft, these two out of the $3 trillion companies, they're essentially at all-time highs. So there is still some concentrated leadership, but you're seeing a lot of stocks go higher that have been kind of, you know, going sideways while these bigger companies have been going. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Apple, I think, is making a new all-time high just about every session for the last 2 weeks.
That's right.